Hi, everyone. This is Cortland Dahl with the Center for Healthy Minds at the University of Wisconsin-Madison and Healthy Minds Innovations. And super happy to be here with you all and to share a little bit of our research and especially how we can train the mind and even rewire our brains to deal with the kind of stress and hardship that we're facing now with the coronavirus pandemic. So this is mostly going to be a guided meditation, but I thought I would start off with a few words just to set the stage for what we're going to do here and also in future sessions like this one. So first, I just want to say that this is actually the first time we've done a YouTube Live. Having said that, let's dive right in here. A lot of the science that we do and the research we do at the Center for Healthy Minds has helped us learn how we actually can train our minds to be more resilient. And I'm going to do a short practice that will help us focus in on three really important skills that really harness our capacity to get through challenging times. And these three skills have to do with mindful awareness, with connection, and especially with compassion and appreciation. And finally, with our core values, how we can lean on our values and stay true to our core values, and how we can use that orientation to what truly matters to us in our lives as a way to deal with stress and adversity. So let's dive in and do a little bit of practice together. You can take a few moments to simply check in with how you feel right now. Feel free to close your eyes if you find that helpful. And if you leave your eyes open, you want to have your gaze relaxed. You don't need to focus on anything. And find a posture that is comfortable, one that feels both upright, that helps you be aware, but also relaxed and at ease. And to settle into this moment, you can notice the movements of your breath. If you're feeling a lot of stress in your body and mind, you might want to take a few slow, deep breaths. And as you breathe, simply notice how the breath feels in your body. And you can let your breathing return to its normal pace now. And continue to be aware of the movement of your breath. You don't need to change it in any way, just breathe naturally. And let your attention settle naturally on the movement of your breath. Feel your breath with each inhalation and exhalation. We'll do this for the next little while here. Now, what you will likely notice when you do this is that your mind will begin to drift. Your mind might wander off many times in even a short meditation session. You're not doing anything wrong if that happens. That is completely normal. It happens to everyone. So when you notice your mind has been distracted, that is a moment of mindfulness. Just bring your awareness back to your breath. So again, let's do this for a few more moments. Now let's try connecting with mindfulness, mindful awareness in a different way. This time, notice what you hear. See if you can notice any sound in your environment. And like we did with the breath a few moments ago, rest your attention on that sound. And again, just like before, when your mind wanders off, when you get caught up in thoughts, that's totally normal. Just bring it back to what you hear right now. Start the practice again. So, what we are practicing right now is the skill of reconnecting with awareness. Awareness is always present, but we're not always connected to it. So, here we're just reconnecting. And we can do this no matter where we are and what we're doing. Let's switch gears now and bring in compassion. So, take a moment to think back over what's been going on in your life over these past weeks, or months, and see if you can notice a time that might have been a little stressful, a time when you might have been perhaps feeling anxious or fearful due to the coronavirus pandemic we're facing. Just bring that experience to mind and how you felt, what you were thinking about at the time. And now see if you can notice how, in this moment of reactivity, when you might have been feeling stressed out or anxious, agitated, upset in any way, that if you look deep enough, you'll find that within that reaction is the simple desire to be safe, to be healthy, to be free from hardship and suffering. So there's something incredibly powerful, even in our most reactive moments. See if you can notice that in this experience you were having, looking back. That wish to avoid hardship, to be healthy and safe, to not suffer, is compassion. What you are feeling in those moments, although we don't recognize it, is compassion. So now let's put that compassionate wish into the form of a word or phrase to help us stay connected with it. So you can come up with your own phrase if you like, or you can simply say, "May I be healthy and safe. May I be healthy and safe." Find whatever phrase works for you and now repeat that over and over in your mind. And see if you can stay connected to that compassionate wish you have for yourself. And again, like before, your mind might wander off. That is perfectly fine, perfectly normal. When you notice your mind has wandered, come back to the phrase you chose and again, keep repeating it in your mind. In moments of fear or anxiety or reactivity, we often see ourselves in a very limited way. But you are incredibly strong and resilient. Every one of us is. Your mind, your body. You have been responding to challenges and obstacles and hardship your entire life, and you somehow have managed to get through everything. So see if you can tap into that strength and resilience that you have, or simply notice that incredible resilience as you repeat this phrase in your mind. Again, may I be healthy and safe. May I be healthy and safe. And now let's widen the circle of our own compassion by bringing to mind somebody that we care about. So you can think of a friend, a family member, a parent, or a child, anyone who naturally brings out your caring side. So take take a moment to bring that person to mind. Imagine they are actually here with you. And you might actually imagine giving them a warm hug or a handshake. You could imagine saying something kind to them to let them know how you care. Simply imagine doing something that helps you feel the warm, caring connection you have with this person. And now, staying connected with this bond that you share, you can return to your phrase, but this time directing it toward them. Keeping them in your mind, in your heart, you can repeat, may you be healthy and safe. May you be healthy and safe. Or again, whatever phrase works for you. Just repeat that over and over in your mind as you extend your compassion to this person. Just like you, this person does not want to suffer. They want to be healthy. They want to be safe. They don't want to experience hardship. And also, just like you, they are tremendously resilient and strong. So, as you continue repeating this phrase, see if you can recognize that shared, compassionate wish you have for yourself, for each other, and also that shared resilience that you have. Again, continue to repeat this phrase as you recognize these qualities we have. And now extend your compassion even wider. Bring to mind other people. This time, people maybe you don't know so well, people you see in your everyday life, or even people in faraway places, people you might never know or meet or interact with. And bring them to mind. Repeat these phrases in your mind as you extend compassion, and again, recognize your shared wish to be safe and healthy and to be free from suffering, and the resilience we all have. Again, simply take this at your own pace And repeat that phrase in your mind. And now extend your compassion to everyone, everywhere. You can repeat in your mind, may we all be healthy and safe. May we all be healthy and safe. And imagine you are including everyone in this compassionate desire to be happy, to be free from suffering. And now you can let go of that phrase and again, just notice how you feel right now. Whatever you feel is perfectly fine. We're not trying to feel any particular way. Simply bring awareness to what's happening in your body and in your mind. See if you can remain open and curious about what's happening in this moment. And for the last step of our practice here, let's connect with our core values. Bring to mind again another challenging situation from your life, maybe not the most difficult thing you've ever faced, but something that really brought out the best in you. A time when you faced a challenge, but were able to deal with it in a healthy way. Take a moment to bring something to mind now. Again, it could be anything. It doesn't have to be any big monumental episode. It could be just a small challenge you faced that you navigated in a good way. Now, if you found one, you can begin to think about an important value that you were embodying in the situation. If you haven't found a situation yet, you can keep thinking and reflecting and exploring. But once you found one, ask yourself, what value was I expressing in this situation? What was it that helped me to deal with it in a positive way or a healthy way? So, again, this could be anything. It could be patience, it could be strength, it could be confidence, it could be creativity or kindness. Just find whatever value seems to have been playing out in the way you handled the situation. See if you can clarify that. What we're doing here is bringing an important personal value into focus. Again, see if you can zero in on some value like compassion or honesty or integrity, anything that really matters to you and that helps you in difficult times. See if you can clarify that for yourself. And once you've found that value, think of your life these days and how you can continue to express and embody the same value in different situations that you're facing now. It could be something related to this current pandemic we're facing, specific situations or interactions you have with people in your life, anything. Simply think of specific ways that you could bring this value to life, that you could embody this value in your own daily life over the next day or two, or in this upcoming week. Now you can let go of this reflection on your values, and again, drop back into mindful awareness. Notice what's happening in your body right now. Notice how you feel. Notice what thoughts are moving through your mind. Again, you don't need to change any of this. Simply notice what's happening within you and around you right now. Now you can slowly open your eyes if they were closed and take in this moment as though you're experiencing all of this for the very first time. Bring a fresh perspective to this moment. Perhaps bringing in a little bit of this awareness, compassion, or the value you just reflected on. Okay. What we just did was practice a few really important skills. And we can do this in formal meditation practice as we did just now, but we can just as easily practice these same skills in everyday life. In fact, it can be especially powerful to link these skills with the routines, the mundane activities that we do all the time. So to review some of the steps that we just took and to give some pointers for how you can bring this into your life, one of the things we did, the first step that we took was to connect with awareness. All we did was simply notice what was happening in the moment. We noticed the movement of our breath, we noticed the sensations in our bodies, and we noticed sounds. So these are things that are constantly happening in every moment. Even right now, as you're listening to me, you can be practicing this skill. You were already listening, but now you can listen with intentionality. You can bring some heightened awareness, perhaps to the subtle texture of my voice. Or you can bring your awareness to how your body feels right now. You could feel your feet on the ground, or the movement of your breath, your abdomen rising and falling, or the air moving in and out of your nostrils. So again, you don't have to stop what you're doing. You can do it as a formal meditation, but right now, as we're sitting and having this conversation, you actually can just as equally be practicing the same skill. So you can do that when you're doing the dishes, while you're out going for a walk. You can do it while you're interacting with your family and friends. And that's one incredibly important skill. It puts us in touch with a sense of ease, a sense of contentment, and it also gives us the capacity to manage our mind, our emotions, and our impulses in a really healthy way. So the second skill we practiced was compassion. And one very, very simple thing we can do in daily life to connect and to strengthen this skill is to notice that everyone, even when they're acting unskillfully, even when they might be annoying us or aggravating us, everybody wants to be healthy. Everybody wants to be free from suffering. And when we notice that we have this shared basic human desire to be safe and healthy and to avoid hardship, we immediately connect with empathy, with compassion, and with our shared common ground. So that's something we can do in everyday life, no matter where we are, no matter what we're doing. Even if we're alone, we can bring people to mind and just notice the shared humanity that we all have. So that's a second important skill. Third, we can practice this skill of clarifying an important value and finding simple ways to express it in everyday life. So we can find ways to express kindness if that's an important value, to act with integrity if that's a value. We just find small ways to keep our values front and center in our minds. So they're not an afterthought or something we look back on many years later, something that we actually can be actively practicing. We can take our values as a practice and staying connected to them as a practice. So we can do this for short moments anytime throughout our lives. And when we do this, when we bring ourselves back to awareness, when we find common ground through compassion, and when we reconnect with our core values, we are tapping into our own inner strength and resilience. And these are keys not only to helping us get through difficult times and challenging times, but really to living life to the fullest. These are the keys to human flourishing, and they are skills that we can learn, that we can practice, and we can get better at over time. So let's see here. I've noticed many of you chiming in. Any parting thoughts or questions before we sign off here for the day? Nice to see all of you here joining me. All right. Well, it looks like you're all already skilled meditators. So I will sign off here. I thought I'd just end on a note of gratitude. For those of you who have been using the Healthy Minds program app, you'll know that we recently made this freely available to everyone. And we couldn't have done that, and we couldn't offer sessions like this without the support of so many donors, so many people helping around the world. So I just want to end on a note of gratitude for all of you who, through your help and your support, have made the work that we do possible, and especially for just taking time out of your day to learn these skills of awareness, of compassion, of values, and so forth, because the world really needs this now. And the very fact that you have made time in this for this in your day is really bringing this more fully into the world. So I hope to see you back here for our next session, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Take care.